Hello again. It's been a while, and I'm sorry about that, but the weather has been a bit complicated down here, so it's not been possible for me to do what I usually do. I have gone to the woods, but I had to be very focused because it's been very muddy, and you don't want to fall when it's so muddy and hurt yourself. But I haven't been doing other things, obviously. Today I wanted to talk about Atlantis and why there seems to be only one line of expression about what happened. First of all, I want to say to you that the Earth is very, very old, and she's seen through civilizations. Some have succeeded, some have failed. The story of what happened, how the people of Atlantis came to be in this planet, is explained in Humanity's Real History, which was published in 2014, and is available to buy in Etsy if you are interested in more detail. Fundamentally, the Atlanteans are starseeds. They came from another universe. That is the reason why they don't fit in this universe that well, because it was a technological universe, and this universe is an organic universe. One of their experiments created a great convolution in their universe, and it disappeared. And in the turmoil, they ended up in the Milky Way, nearby the solar system. And I am going to leave it like that because there is much more detail in the book. But after many, many odysseys and situations that happened and blowing up a planet, they were given asylum by Mother Earth, and they founded the Atlantean civilization, which was in the southern hemisphere. Fundamentally, perhaps one or other two islands up here, but not many. They were given asylum on the condition that they were going to ditch the part of the technological, trying to hack on everything and ascend. But you know, ascension is not about ascending to another planet. Ascension, in common lingo, if you want to say, is about spiritualizing yourself at the same level that, you know, for example, the Tuatha De Danann are, because they still exist. We don't see them, but they are there. And they don't channel, by the way. So they don't take over the consciousness of anybody. You wouldn't. It's like going into a very convoluted house, and they are very in sync with themselves and the universe. So, well, needless to say that Atlanteans didn't follow their agreement. They went the technological way again, and they also did horrible things like, you know, cannibalizing people to get their organs and get the elites living longer, which is something we are seeing now again. And also rituals that we are seeing now. So, you know, it's like, you know, Atlantis too, but, you know, to our own fortune, the technology they have now is not a par with what they created the first time, because they are, and we are, in a much denser situation, which doesn't allow them to do what they used to do. So, you know, we don't know how things will pan out, but, you know, something is going to happen if this doesn't change soon. The message is the Atlantean civilization wasn't a great civilization. It was a very bad one. It was one where they recreated the caste system that they had, And then when the islands sink, they went through Egypt. And through Egypt and the rest of the continents that are together from there. And also they went to South America, because South America was very close to them, and Africa. So, you know, you can see the parallels in cultures, the caste systems. The Incas had a caste system, and the peasants were like the serfs here in England in much later, because England is a very special place, but we will leave it for another video. So, well, it failed. They had to start again, and they have taken a long, long time for them and for us, because we live so little. It's what, 6,000 years since the Egyptian thing, and it's taken them all this time to figure out what they have figured out. And they think they can harness the planet, but they are not going to harness the planet. The planet is an independent entity, and it's a very powerful one. And they are, and we are, in how can I say it, like, you know, security, energetic environment in which we cannot go out of the planet, no matter what they do. It's not going to happen. That was part of the agreement, that, you know, the road starts here, so if they fail, that's it, gone. Because that's the way that the Earth have worked before, you know, Earth and the Sun, because they are outside of the Milky Way. They are kind of comet, so-called solar system entity that, you know, picks up anything rock that's happening coming to the Milky Way. And that is their function, is the function. And the Tuatha De Danann are the guardians that have been looking after this place for a long, long time, impossible to figure out in our heads, because we don't have enough brain cells to understand that kind of span of time. I can't myself, you know, I have been told, but, you know, I cannot figure a way to put it in a way that everybody will understand it. So the sooner you get out of the addiction to Atlantis, and you realize that all that you have to do is to be self-aware and be in harmony with the natural kingdoms, the sooner you will start having interesting experiences, because the energy has changed, and for those that are much more connected to the planet, there is much more help. And the opposite also applies. Those that are more disconnected and more electronic are finding it more hard to live, or even being happy. You know, being happy has become very difficult for people who are too much separated from the planet. So it's your choice whether you are happy or you are sad. Go for a walk. It always does you right. Bye for now.